Gina Carano provides an update in her ongoing lawsuit against the House of Mouse as Disney's attorneys continue to stonewall. 'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side. Hi everyone, my name is Jacob Berry. Welcome to the StudioJake vidcast where I talk about all things pop culture. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and if you're watching on YouTube, ring that little bell so you get notifications when I post a new vidcast, and consider becoming a channel member. All right, so a little bit of a backstory. I won't go too much into it because obviously I've talked about this case several times, so you can go back and watch some of my older videos. But just so you know, back right after the second season of The Mandalorian, the Star Wars Disney Plus show, Gina Carano was unceremoniously fired by Kathleen Kennedy for mean tweets, I guess, which they weren't even mean, or I'm sorry, it was an Instagram post that got her the pink slip. It was very innocuous. It was just about coming together and being together. It had nothing to do with what people to this day still try to lie about. A few years go by, and Elon Musk decides to back Gina Carano's lawsuit against Disney for her firing because, as we have seen with Rachel Zegler and Pedro Pascal, Disney continues to show a double standard. They won't fire Pedro Pascal for his Instagram post or X post, or Rachel Zegler for her X posts or her Instagram reels, but Gina Carano gets fired because they're on the other side of the aisle. Now, previously, the judge had denied Disney a motion to dismiss, so they're in the discovery phase, and apparently the trial got delayed again because of Disney's stonewalling tactics. So this is according to Gina Carano's X account, where she made this post. It's been 8 months since my lawyers at Share Jaffe first requested basic documents and information from Disney that my damages expert needs to properly evaluate the financial harm I have suffered because of Disney's unlawful firing of me. The information requested is commonly sought in cases such as mine. Throughout this case, Disney, Lucasfilm have deflected and stalled in providing even basic information. My lawyers have gone above and beyond, being persistent and consistent in their requests and cooperating where need be, which is well documented. As a result of Disney dragging its feet, my trial date has now moved from this September to next February. It's such a punch in the gut for an artist, but I remain positive about the future. My lawyers have now had to go to the extent of filing a motion to compel, filed yesterday, April 2nd, 2025. This motion is being filed to involve the court to demand Disney provide information to which my team is clearly entitled. As if there was ever any doubt, even the Hollywood press is noting how I was treated unfairly when looking at how Disney has treated other actors. Disney's discrimination is plain as day. Maybe that is why they are delaying providing the proof sitting right in their files. This case goes far beyond me. It is not just for people who agree or disagree with everything or even anything I've said. Just even filing this case has forced Disney to check themselves, and I believe it's already helped protect others. As always, thank you dearly for your continued support. Now, obviously, I'm not an attorney, so no legal advice here, but I think it's just so sad that Disney has taken it this far. They had what all of Hollywood was clamoring after, a strong female warrior representation in Star Wars. That is what everyone on the left wanted. That is what Disney provided them. But she did not fit their mold. She went against the grain. She wouldn't put pronouns in her bio. And then she dared to say we need to come together and not engage in behaviors that make us unneighborly for each other. And for this, she was smeared, she was yelled at, she was attacked, and then she lost her job. Kathleen Kennedy is fine with the Force is female as long as that female is her self-insert character. But Cara Dune, the character Gina Carano played on Star Wars, was not that way, and now she's upset, and Gina Carano has lost everything. Now, she has been in some stuff since her firing. She was in Terror on the Prairie, which I recommend just for her and Nick Cersei's performances in it. Very well made movie. And hopefully she will have more projects along the way. Disney deserves every slap that the court throws at them for how they behave. This is Hollywood hypocrisy to the next level. Oh, yeah, we want more female representation. Oh, yeah, we want strong, independent female characters, as long as they do what we say. It is nothing but hypocrisy, and shame on them. They should be ashamed for how they have behaved in this. If they were smart, they would start settling this thing faster than any other settlement has ever been offered in the history of all mankind. But they're not going to do that because they know it makes them look bad. So why would they stonewall on offering discovery? I think there's going to be some Sony style emails. Remember when North Korea hacked Sony and leaked a bunch of emails from their top execs, and one of them was making fun of Angelina Jolie because Angelina Jolie had signed with Sony to do a biopic of Cleopatra, and the Sony execs were making fun of Angelina Jolie, calling her all kinds of names and whatnot. And as a result of that, Angelina Jolie left the project. The point is, I support Gina Carano in this. I think more people who have been mistreated by Hollywood because of smear campaigns, because of media attacks, because of press attacks, because of social media mobs, they should file lawsuits. And I know not everyone has the backing of a multi-billionaire like Gina Carano does, which good for Elon Musk. I am sometimes hard on him because I think that he makes bad decisions sometimes, but good for him for supporting Gina Carano and the work that she is doing to expose these ideologues that are masquerading as artists. Good for her. I hope that she continues to move forward, and I hope that she eventually gets like a really good movie role. And let me tell you, I think that any studio should hire her. They should give her a decent role because the amount of support that movie would get would be astronomical. Remember what happened with Chris Pratt, where the press was attacking him because he's a Christian and they were going after him for teaching his son the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States of America, you know, the country that made him rich and famous. And they were going after him and attacking him. All it did was pull out his hardcore fans out of the woodwork, and they all went to support his films, whatever it was. And I honestly think if they did something with Gina Carano, maybe if they had put her in Deadpool and Wolverine, returning as her character that she played in the first Deadpool movie, or although that was made by Disney, so maybe that wouldn't have worked. But if they get her in some sort of role, I bet that movie would be supported by the masses because they see her as David and Disney as Goliath. And yes, I feel confident in saying that. I feel like a lot of the audience sees it that way. Here is this actress. She's at the height of her career. She has nowhere to go but up. And then Kathleen Kennedy slashes her and probably got her blacklisted, which is why it's harder for her to get movies outside of indie films. We'll find that out in Discovery. I can't wait till the judge hopefully compels Disney to turn over those files because I have a suspicion that they are going to have a whole lot of goodies. Like I said, it's going to be Sony level. Just all of those files are going to call her all kinds of names, I bet. And then I bet she has a defamation case if all this comes to light. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe that it doesn't work that way, but I hope that we learn the truth because it will definitely hurt Disney. Disney, if you don't want those Pandora boxes open, then I highly recommend that you settle this case very quickly. I hope other studios are listening to this as well. I know that y'all don't like her either because you see her as on the other side of the aisle. But let me tell you something, a movie with Gina Carano, especially in a headlining role, would bank. I'm not saying it would join the $1 billion club, but it would certainly make its money back just from everyone coming out to support her. She is one of the sweetest, kindest, most generous people you will ever watch be interviewed. And it is hard to believe that anyone would see her as anything but. So, Gina Carano, if you by chance watch this, know that your fan base, we're behind you. We support you 100%. Stay strong, and let's all find out what the House of Mouse is hiding. If you like that video, be sure to give it a like, share it out to all your friends, leave me a comment and tell me what you think, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel, you can sign up on YouTube as a channel member, and you can also ring that little bell so you get notifications when I post a new vidcast. I've launched a new website, StudioJakemedia.substack.com. calm. I'm in the process of moving my library from my old website over to it. So there's a ton of articles on there already with news and reviews and pop culture commentary. I think you're going to like it. And best of all, you can sign up with Substack or on the Substack app. Did you know that I write books? Yes, it's true. I've got 4 out right now with more on the way. I've got the supernatural thriller Cacophony, A Tale of Faith and Fear. It is about a group of angels defending a small Texas town against an onslaught of demonic activity. I think you're going to really enjoy it, especially if you're into the paranormal. Up next is my Sword and Sorcery series, The Seven Royals. Book 1 is All Good Things. Book 2 is Breaking the Stars. These are the first 2 parts of a trilogy about a group of your favorite fairy tale characters who have to come together to stop a dark army of vampires, orcs, and werewolves from conquering their lands. I really think you're going to enjoy it. I'll have an announcement about book 3, the finale, very soon. Of course, check out my latest novella, Blessed Child. It is a fantasy romance about an elf princess who discovers she is pregnant with a human baby, sending the elf kingdom into chaos. Her father, the king of the elves, has to hire a disgraced knight who is on the path of redemption to be her bodyguard. The knight and the princess form an unlikely friendship as they navigate the turmoil around them. It is about courage under fire. It is life affirming, and I guarantee you're going to love it. So pick up this one or all 4 at Amazon.com. Leave me a 5-star review. It really helps out small indie creators like myself. You can also check out my locals community, StudioJakeMedia.locals.com, if you want even more information about my works. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time right here on Studio Jake.